We're going to hear from Mel C. So I want you to give it up for Mel C. Mel Casburn. Be nice.
Please. Hi, guys. Just got a little excited. Got Little Mermaid on here.
Of course.
Exactly. Disney's the best. I'm going to tell you another story with the Israelites in it as well. Yeah, exactly. Okay, but this story starts with a little boy. I'm not sure if he's little. I'm not exactly sure how old he was, but he was probably about 13 or something. Yeah. He had 7 older brothers, right? So imagine having 7 older brothers. I mean, I'm the oldest, so I have no idea what that's like. But he had 7 older brothers who probably used to pick on him and stuff, right? And his family owned a farm, and he had to look after all the sheep. So he had to fight with all the lions and bears that tried to take their sheep away. Yeah, that's a little bit escalated quickly. Okay. Yes. Okay. So he's part of the Israelites, right? And they're in the middle of a big battle against the Philistines. Philistines? Yep. That's what I'm calling them. Okay. So they were in a big battle against them, and they had a secret weapon, right? They had a guy called Goliath. Now, this guy was 9 feet tall. That's ridiculous, right? I've never seen someone being 9 feet tall, and I'm not sure if he would fit in the room. Exactly. So this guy is massive, right? So no one can fight against this guy. And so he comes out to the battle, and he's like, okay, because I'm the best soldier in my army. If you give up your best soldier and we battle it out, and if I win, then you guys become our slaves. And if you win, then we'll become your slaves. Whoa, right? Whoa. And now the Israelites are like, whoa, okay, we're definitely going to lose. This guy's 9 feet tall. So David's brothers were fighting in this army. They were part of this army, right? So David was asked to go bring them some supplies, food probably, just to see how they are, see if they're still alive. So he went to them, and that's when Goliath came out again. He kept doing this for 40 days, kept asking to see their best soldier, to fight against their best soldier. And when he got there, he's like, guys, why are you letting this 9-foot guy humiliate our army? Whoa. Why are you letting this guy humiliate us? So he went to the king, and he's like, yeah, I'm 13, 12, whatever. We're in God's army, and God's got our back, right? So I'm going to fight against him. Now, this 13-year-old is probably about this big, probably the same size as Adam, my brother. Some of you know my brother, right? So this is like my brother fighting against some 9-foot person. There's no way that he can win. There's no way. But David knew that God had his back, right? David knew that God was there for him. So he took 5 stones and a slingshot, and he flings the slingshot, and it hits Goliath right in the head. And he falls down, and guess what? He dies. Whoa! Right? That's ridiculous. So that happens. Yeah, that happens. Now, obviously, God had to have his back, right? There's no way that couldn't have happened by himself. But he would have been scared out of his mind. He would have been terrified. So he's like standing here looking at this 9-foot guy like, oh my goodness. And he gets this slingshot and he flings it and he's like, I just killed the guy. So God had his back, right? So I'm going to tell you another story about myself. When I was 12, we just moved to South Australia from Western Australia, and I was about to start high school. And my mum got cancer, which was a bummer. So I was at school for 2 weeks, and I get home, and then Mum's like, I've got cancer, which was terrifying. And I'm like 12. I have no idea what that's like. I have no idea what that means. And I'm like terrified. I was just like a mess. I'm not sure how she would be because she's the one that has the cancer, but I was a mess. But one night I was I was talking to God. Like, I used to just sit in my bed and just have a conversation, and I'd be like thinking about how he would answer my questions. Then I'm sitting there and I'm like, he's not saying anything. I can't hear him. He's not talking back to me. And I was freaking out. I'm like, does God actually exist? I was going through that in my mind, but then I was talking with someone, and they were telling me that they were telling me this story, and they were like, you know that God's got your back all the time. God's always there. And so I talked to him again, and I asked him, because I'm like scared and worried about my mother, I asked him to try and take that away. And just when my mum was going through the surgery, and she'd just come out of the surgery, and she'd survived cancer, which was excellent. And I no longer had that worry anymore. I no longer felt like there was a weight on my shoulder and something was pulling me down. And I knew that God had my back that whole time through that battle for myself and with my mum. And yeah, so know that God's always there and he's always got your back. And whatever, any battle that you're in, whether it's your mum's got cancer or you're just at school and you're not doing well in a test or something, you know that God's always there. So you can just give God all that worry and he'll take that away, right? Yeah. Thanks.